It's game time, we ain't playing with you. It's game time, it's game time, we ain't playing with you. That's how we ball for y'all. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? You are rocking with Doo-Wop. And it looks like everybody's getting ready for some Halloween. See some costume. I see people trick or treating already. You know, it's like funny how we just gravitate to Halloween sometimes. You know, so you can have like killers outside. You can have whatever kind of things go too crazy. I guess it gets a chance to be yourself. You know, you can wear whatever you want. You know, definitely they're gonna be celebrating crazy in the city. You're gonna have these parades, people with different costumes. You know, it's a holiday. It's a holiday for I guess people to have fun. So everybody be safe and um and have fun. But it's definitely about to get spooky out here. I feel because the government still shut down. So yeah, the government still shut down. I think we about to go for a record breaking. I think we about to be part of something that's history. Um, but is it a good part of history? Because looking at the internet, people already started to lose. Well, already started not to get start not to receive a check, and it's just going to continue. You know, you'll see a lot of little clips, people saying, "Hey, the government shut down. If I don't get my food stamp, I don't get my SNAP, I don't get my health care, they're gonna go ahead and just start robbing and stealing, or just go right into wherever. They had a certain amount, they're gonna go in there into the grocery store and just take things. So that's gonna be like the scary part because we never experienced it and see how hard of a hit it's gonna take on America. When you have they said what 48 million people depending on this type of thing. I look at this like okay, it's bad because I'm seeing they talking about government's daddy. Like what government? What I don't even what I mean. How could your government be your daddy? But I understand where they're coming from because they're saying they rely on the government aid. And now it's kind of almost exposing the government because you basically can't have a father in the home to receive any benefits. So that's one of the rules that they put in place. So in a way, you are their daddy because you're trying to step up and help the household. It exposes people relying on the government. Hey, I get it. There's tough times you go through. There's things that okay, I'm glad it's in place for when you're trying to get a job or you're trying to get back on your feet. Sometimes you might need that support if you don't have the support in the household or the foundation of a family. I get it. But for us to rely, even like America to rely on people so much, it's exposing everybody. It's exposing you. You know, yeah, there's some people that really need these benefits, but it's exposed everything. It's exposed how the government made you rely on these things, made you feel comfortable, like this is going to be forever. We're going to help you, forever. Where now they're like, hey, we don't give a damn about you. You thought we gave a damn about you, but no, we didn't. We didn't really give a damn about you. Because now what's gonna happen? What are you gonna rely on now? So it's sad because then them being so comfortable getting these food stamps and getting these aids, they went ahead and made babies. Now to make more money to get more aid and get more money from that. So now they're like calculating, oh, okay, yeah, I got 5 kids, I got 4 kids, I got all these kids, and this is the amount of money that I'm supposed to be getting. Now what happened? All that stops. So that's going to be the ugly part about this. You know, and it's dangerous too. It's gonna be dangerous. Shit, we gonna need the National Guard after that. I feel, you know, but I don't want it to take it that I don't know. I mean, hopefully, hopefully they come to some type of agreement. You know, they put things on the table where now they want people to work. They say like 20 hours, for the week. But people like, yo, I got multiple kids. I ain't got no time to work. It's like you did that to them. You put that in place instead of coming up with another better system to help them get off of your support. You made sure that they relied on it. You made sure they stayed where they was at, stayed comfortable where they was at. They don't make no other changes. They made sure they don't make no other type of money. They lived comfortable off your support. And now we're gonna see the effects of this happening because we're close to having a history shutdown. We never seen what happens, and that could be the scary part. So that's gonna be our Halloween, you know. Then they're saying, "Oh, get a heads up." Probably if it's not, November the 1st, if you have money on your card, your EPT card, they're no longer going to be able to use that money because there's not going to be no money on there. You know, that's endangering everywhere of the city. So is this like your was this the plan? Was this the plan of them to shut down the government? I hope that was never the plan. And is that why the National Guards are coming in certain places? Because talking about the National Guards, they're not even getting along with the regular cops. I've seen a clip where he's an NYPD officer, but he doesn't have his, gear on it. He's just basically going in. And he's having conflicts with them. Like, let me see, like basically saying kind of like just being very disrespectful. So if NYPD and ICE, they're not even on the same page, how is that going to work out here? How is that going to move around? Because I didn't see no respect for both sides. And I think it should be more respect for ICE because you're coming into somebody else's state. You should be respectful. If I identify myself as a police officer, you should show me that type of respect. But I play good what he did.
What are y'all harassing me for? What is wrong with you? You sick? Go get a real job. Get off me. I'm a fucking officer too. I want y'all to know that. Get off me. Just make way. You're really harassing me.
Go home. Go home. You better get arrested. Go home.
How you tell the officer he about to get arrested?
Can you please escort him out of here?
Nope.
Thank you.
Sir, I got work to do. Sir, I'm not refusing to leave. I'm here to do work. No, sir.
Being asked to leave. You refusing to leave?
I'm not refusing to leave. Leave me alone. Let me finish what I'm doing, sir. Please. Can you leave me alone? Thank you. Excuse me. I need to get my stuff. Excuse me. Excuse me. Good boy. Where's my stuff at? Y'all threw it on the floor, huh?
I think it said good boy.
Y'all don't want to move out people's way,
Disrespect.
huh? Y'all want to harass everybody in the fucking world.
Good boy.
Y'all got nothing else better to do? I'm not done because you obviously not done for touching me and harassing me.
Can y'all just make a hole so he can out? Please, make a hole. Make a hole.
I want you to see the great American people of America, how they're treating people. Disrespectful asses. Excuse me. Let's talk together. What are you doing? Look at these Americans. You're touching me, sir.
You're touching me.
You're touching my butt.
You're touching me. Touching your butt? You should be so lucky, huh?
Oh,
You should be so
I got
lucky.
5 kids on me. I don't need it.
It sure seems like it. You should be at home taking care of your kids.
And I do take care of my kids. What
How do you say you should be home and taking
All right,
care of
that's
your
what I
kids?
thought. Learn to go get a real job. I got a real job. swear to God, yo. I hate you. I'm sorry, I don't hate you. I dislike you for what the fuck you do. And I bet you $100 million your dumbass family's not even from here. We all come from somewhere, you stupid motherfucker. Yeah, I'm not racist. You the racist one for touching me. Your man harassed me. Your man harassed me. Your man harassed me. That dumbass Asian nigga that's not even American harassed me. And it's stupid ass. If your fucking ancestors came here through the fucking shit. Yeah, you get mad, big boy. You can't touch me.
Shut up.
I'm American.
Just understanding his
Yo, I'm not
passion,
done, sir.
why
I'm
he
not
feels
done,
this
sir.
way.
Excuse me, I gotta go do paperwork.
Like they don't even care.
Sir, I gotta go talk to the lady. This is a public building. Yeah, I'll calm down. As I was walking out,
Basically,
he
just
grabbed
like, yo,
my shirt
I'm
like
better
he
than
wanted
you.
to fight.
No, you interfere with an arrest.
No, he did not. I was
Do what we
walking
want.
out. I can't sue him. Speak 4 languages smarter than your dumb ass.
If these things is happening and it's happening, if it's happening in one state, it's definitely happening in other states. There's definitely a disconnect in the system right now, and it doesn't look like it's getting any better. So we have to like figure all this out, how or just watch it play out. Like, what's the next move? What's the next plan? What's the strategy? Because we don't want it to be this against that. That's not even gonna work. We can't. We gotta figure out how to come together and respect each other. And I think that's what it's all about, respect. So we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. Um, yeah. So I jumped right into some topics. So another topic that's been going on is about the NBA. About the gambling scandal. With a bunch of players, coaches, and how the NBA is looking at it, and they're not playing no games. Because if somebody's using foul play just to make a certain amount of money off other people's expense, because you have other bigger people agencies and gambling that people will have money on multiple games about winning situations, even if it affects so many people. It affects players, affects their family, affects the people who's betting on it. So they definitely have to get to the bottom of that and figure out how long that's been happening and make sure that doesn't then.
Damon Jones and Terry Rozier were taken into custody today, former, current NBA players and coaches. What you don't know is that this is an illegal gambling operation and sports rigging operation that spanned the course of years. The FBI led a coordinated takedown across 11 states to arrest over 30 individuals today responsible for this case, which is very much ongoing. Not only did we crack into the fraud that these perpetrators committed on the grand stage of the NBA, but we also entered and executed a system of justice against La Casa Nostra to include the Bonanno, Gambino, Genovese, and Lucchese crime families. And you'll hear more about those details today. The charges and the arrests that were taken down across this country range from wire fraud, money laundering, extortion, robbery, illegal gambling. This FBI will leave no room for any perpetrator of crime across this country. You hear a lot about our work of defending the homeland and crushing violent crime. Well, this work is also representative of a colossal portion of the FBI's mandate to keep America safe and to keep our entertainment industry fair and secure. The men and women that are standing up here today worked tireless hours, days, months, and years. And the fraud is mind-boggling. It's not hundreds of dollars. It's not thousands of dollars. It's not tens of thousands of dollars. It's not even millions of dollars. We're talking about tens of millions of dollars in fraud and theft and robbery across.
That's a lot of money, tens of $1 million. So yeah, it's gonna be, since they have all these information already, so they probably been watching them for a while, so they got a lot of product evidence. It's always hard to beat the feds. They say when the feds come, they definitely have some type of evidence. So I think there's going to be other players that have been involved in this, and then hopefully, they might cooperate. The people who got caught up, they might cooperate to expose some big time players just to get some less time because this is a federal offense and a lot of people are gonna go to jail. It's not something they're gonna just sweep under the rug because they're exposing NBA, uh, the league. I don't know what's their intention of doing that, but there's always something behind a story. So, but everybody's gonna be paying attention to see what else unfolds, what else comes out, and then who else comes to the table. I hear a lot of people talking about Al Sharpton. How he was a federal agent. Uh, when he's in, I guess in his days, he got caught up, so he had no choice. He had to work with the federal agent. But yeah, I mean, in his statement, he was like, he told you, he's like, I'm not a rat. I'm not a rat.
I was never told I was an informant with a number. So in my own mind, I was not an informant. I was cooperating with investigations. The conversations were recorded, and I would record them today if somebody threatened me. I was never
So,
told I was an informant.
so, but he's like, I was never told that. I thought he said I was just cooperating. I was just cooperating. I wasn't actually an informant. Who said I was an informant?
I was never told.
Again.
But the way they're trying to make him out, they're trying to say, he was responsible for putting away a couple of
Has come clean about his secret past as a government informant. CBS 2's Dave Carlin tells us the activist admitted to helping the FBI bring down some of New York's most wanted.
I was not and am not a rat.
The Reverend Al Sharpton identified as confidential informant CI7, now admitting he wore a wire for the FBI. He helped the government go after boxing promoter Don King, music executives, and mobsters, including Vincent the Chin Gigante, who famously wore his robe and pajamas in public.
I was cooperating.
Sources say that cooperation likely started after he was nabbed in a drug sting, caught on video. Helping the feds may have helped him. But Sharpton says he went to them because members of the mob wanted him dead.
They were threatening to kill me.
Sharpton is kicking off his
that's
National
literal-
Action Network convention this week with
that's
headliners
legit.
President Obama and Mayor de Blasio, who defended Sharpton.
I think he has done a lot of good for the city of New York and for this country.
Retired NYPD Detective Sergeant Joseph Jackalone says unmasking any confidential informant troubles him.
You never want this because we need people to help cooperate, so this is an unfortunate incident.
Sharpton said he has no regrets. He'd do it all again.
Yo, like, why is this coming out? Why is this coming out now? That's why I feel like what is trying to expose. At the end of the day, he's not a streets person and this and that. So, I mean, he's not tied to any gang. I don't think he has any title to any affiliation. So, if he's a civilian, they say, you're cooperating. You're cooperating. You're a civilian. You had nothing to do with anything else. Just cooperate to get less of time. And then also, if you're fearing for your life, you're fearing for your life. So you want to make sure the people who, in his statement, whoever is behind us, that make sure they won't get to him. But I don't know why they is exposing now. So it's just interesting that people are trying to bring things out, and what is this all about? But yeah. So another thing, everybody's paid attention to, just pay attention to the Master P versus Birdman. The verses, playing nothing but their smash hits. It was definitely a nice verse. I like the way that Apple, and Complex had their little thing. They came together. Had their live showings on Apple. Um, Controversy people talking about is, you know, I mean, let's talk about the match. I still think it was I think it was a good match. It was good. It was just really for everybody for New Orleans. I said that. The surprising thing I think shut it down is when Snoop Dogg came out. You know, when Snoop to come out and do down for my like that verse. I think that was like the icing on the cake where it showed all the support system he had with Master P still. Um, I don't know what the it's like. Maybe I don't know the situation Birdman and Little Wayne had, but it would have been definitely a landslide if Little Wayne popped out. They did play one of his songs that was kind of weird. We played Young Money. Um, I don't know if that was just like just a show, like still got other things going, but it some reason he didn't show up, and also and then Birdman went to his speech and just showed like, hey, yo, Cash Money ain't never gonna stop. We're gonna keep going. And then y'all saw, yeah, it's a words for Turk, but I think that's just they say that's how they talk in New Orleans. That's still love, that's still love at the end of the day. So, but it was definitely good for the culture. Good for to see what the verses have next in store. From Timberland and Swizz Beatz starting that down when it was the pandemic. That was definitely good entertainment that everybody was relying on at the time. So for them to see how it's still growing, um, and their partnerships that they branched off to do, let's see what else they got next and see how that's gonna work. Um, Talking about Timberland, man. So we talked about Timberland, but Timberland, you got us. I think you fooled us, man. You definitely fooled us because we thought Tata was a AI artist, but for you to pop out with AR Tata and the Alien Thug, you fooled us. Because we thinking like, all right, we never gonna see her pop out, or is this a hologram? But she's not AI. You got us. You got us definitely with the okey doke. But we want to now. Now it's like, okay, now we want to see her perform. Now she has to perform now. Like we want to see is this AI voice she's using, or is it AI something, or is she actually a good artist herself? Um, because I'm not gonna lie, man, it's about to be a battle. I talked about this a couple of years ago, how we should have like a separate award show for AI artists and things like that. So it's definitely getting to that point almost because I'm hearing so much AI music from the bringing things back. Definitely the 50 Cent track. I recently just heard a Jay-Z track. And they're using the 80s old school music. Like I don't know where they're getting these voices from, but they're definitely tapping into something. They're tapping into something. And it looks like people are liking it, people are listening to it. So I'm still like, I don't want to support, but it's like sometimes looking like it's gonna overpower everybody because it's just gonna give somebody another listen to, and we're gonna have to make these things separate. We're gonna definitely have to make these separate, and it's gonna play a huge part. It's gonna play a huge part in music because it's already starting to bubble. It's starting to really starting starting to people starting to like it, and I'm liking certain tracks too. And they're want to hear it. They're gonna want to hear it on their listening. If it's Apple, Spotify, whatever it is, they're gonna people starting to want to hear it. Um, it's dangerous, so dangerous. But September, I hope you know what you're doing. But you know, and talking about the aliens and things like that, or even AI. I seen this thing that was called Arrowfoot. You know, it was definitely a rumor, or even showing how like the shoes just glide. It's like, oh shoot, damn, are we there yet? Where now we having stuff that just glides through. Are we gonna have, are we gonna have it through? So so I was like, oh, it's pretty cool. It looks like that's something that's definitely looking towards that people gonna have that come out, or is it already coming out? But then they kind of cleared it up.
These videos floating around. A new kind of shoe called the Arrowfoot. Each shoe supposedly weighs under 5 pounds, uses micro-ion propulsion, self-balancing gyros, and has a flight time up to 25 minutes on a single charge. Sounds insane, right? Well, here's the truth. None of it's real. Every single Arrowfoot video that you've seen online was created by AI. Not prototypes, not lab footage, just pure imagination. But here's a wild thing. 10 or 15 years ago, this would have seemed like science fiction. Now we're at a point where this might become actually real. Between drone technology, exoskeletons, and ultralight batteries, we're inching closer to where wearable flight could actually happen. I mean, imagine this tech in your favorite shoe. Nike, Adidas, On, Uggs, Louis Vuitton, Chanel. Shoes that just don't provide support or look good. They actually lift you off the ground. So here's the question. How far into the future do you think this really is? And when it does happen, would you buy a
Of course, people gonna buy that. You know, you got a shoe that makes you forget. I mean, forget where it gets to the designer part. People gonna buy if somebody creates that. They're all easily gonna be a billionaire. So they create a shoe that can just easily just lift you off the ground. You know what I mean? People have foot problems and different problems alone just walking, and now you don't even know how to walk. Like it's just that's a game changer itself. So, but eventually it's gonna happen. You know, what you want to predict? Let's do 2035, something around there. These things are definitely gonna happen. You know, because the way the technology is moving, I don't see it not happening. You know, because they already have different machines that can lift you up the ground. So imagine they have different things that keep you like damn near levitating. It's like almost sucking gravity. They're gonna find some way to have something that's like gravity. Pause. But but that's definitely gonna it's gonna happen. I think it's gonna happen. I don't know what year, but I can see it happening. I definitely can see it happen. But I was fooled almost. I thought that was real. And I'm sure other people thought that was real at one point. You know, they was like, yeah, they got some levitating shoes. Yeah, so talking about AI, everybody, the Tron movie came out. I mean, I didn't get the chance to look at it. I mean, I didn't get a chance to see it yet, but I mean, I think it's perfect time. You know, with all this AI talk, it's damn near man against machine. Will they? I mean, movies is a hell of a way to show you what's coming to the future. Sometimes, I just hope it's not what is in the movie, but it just kind of plays with it. It's like, yo, if you create a machine that's human and you can just bring it back, can you control it? That's going to be the main thing. Can you control something that is smarter than you, faster than you, stronger than you? Can you control that? Are they even going to allow you to control them anymore? You build something that's so uncontrollable, but you think you can still control it? That's going to be the thing. We got to ask ourselves, and when we are building these type of creatures and letting AI soak up all this information and get so powerful, is it going to be like this? Well, the trailer looked dope.
Since time began, man has gazed at the stars and he has wondered, am I alone? So much talk of AI and big tech today. Virtual worlds, what are they going to look like? When will we get there? Well, folks, we're not going there. They are coming here. I would like you to meet Ares, the ultimate soldier. He's biblically strong, lightning fast, supremely intelligent. And if he is struck down on the battlefield, I will simply make you another.
You think you're in control of this? You're not. What are you?
I'm looking for something. Something I do not understand.
Hang on!
A malfunctioning program that wants to live. Why is that? It's just a feeling. Fascinating.
So, I mean, it looks interesting. Definitely go check that out. You know, definitely been what 15 years since the last movie dropped. You know, so they had the Legacy, now they have the Ares. So all the Tron fans out there, just they definitely want to hear hear how you feel about it. But yeah, go check that out when you get a chance. So I'm gonna check it out too. Oh, all right. A lot of talk still about the alien man. I'm still not. I mean, I'm paying attention to it because it's getting closer. There's things to tell him about this. It kind of just reminded me almost when when Farrakhan was talking about aliens and things like that. Now that kind of videos is like surfacing back up. For him just talking about it. So I remember him going in and in depth with that, and people kind of almost thought he was crazy when he had said all these things about that. But I'm still mixed feelings. Still mixed feelings. I'm hoping that it's not nothing bad. I'm hoping it's nothing bad. Um, hope it's something that can teach us. But are they bringing something that's going to change the world? Or are we ready to see these things? Is government behind it? Or they already know about it? I think they do know about these type of things already. Um, so the countdown's on. But it's not looking good with the government being shut down. Um, there's a lot of different machines, AI looking real, not real. Um, but I did see something where it says, Elon's grout is they're basically trying to come up with something that can detect if it's gonna be real or not, because there's so much things that really flooding the internet, and you're not knowing what's real or not. So we need some type of device to detect this, and they need to start making this stuff because you have to have. It has to be clear. It has to be clear this now what's real and what's not. You know, they have different filters that looks real but it's not. They have different ways you could trick your face. We talk about all these type of these apps and different ways now how AI is definitely using to trick our minds of what's real and what's not. So we need something to detect it. We need something to detect it because oh man, if things like that start happening, like you start seeing aliens, you start seeing different creatures, reptiles, whatever the hell it is. We need to know if it's real or if it's not. So they need to come up with something, and heard Elon was definitely in the mix of trying to make something like that. So we're gonna see what he does, and even though he's wild, right? But yeah, I've been paying attention to the streamer world. You know, I definitely paying attention to a little bit of the streamer world. Looks like Neo. Last time, it looks like Neo's definitely changing the. Well, I think you got to get older. Once you get older, you get more mature. You start realizing certain things, what's right and what's wrong. When you're a kid, you're gonna be a kid, and so you're gonna say things, do things, might not understanding the consequences and what comes behind it. But looks like the streaming world's definitely popping. So look at Neo. He's changing around where before he was cursing at the ladies, but now he's looking like he's being the ladies' man. Been having different women on his streaming. So I'm talking about Neo. And I ain't talking about the Matrix, but it looks like he partnership with Iggy. Look at he had a partnership with Iggy. I think he's probably partnership with her gambling. Like she has like a casino. They're doing a little gambling thing there. And then it's just funny seeing how them two interact. They was like rumored to be dating almost, but it looks like they're partnering. But she looked like she was throwing it on you. Like she definitely was trying to get your attention. But it's probably all fun and games. But he probably don't want to cross the line because he partnership with her. They say what business before pleasure. But yeah, he had a Iggy on there, Iggy Azalea. He also just had just what was that just so he's being a little like almost damn near being a ladies man almost out there. Changing it around, giving him a different outlook of him, but so he popping out there. He's still doing it. Just being a different character. So stream world's still using different artists and things like that, coming trying to put it all together. You know, I don't feel like that's not going away no time soon yet. If they keep it entertainment, people are gonna watch. So people definitely gonna watch and want to know are you dating who or what's going on with that. But it's different partnerships. People can look out for different things like that. So it's dope. It's definitely dope. It's the streaming world still staying alive. Uh, so there, shout out to him. We're having a 360 change. What's up? So yeah, let's get into my favorite subject now. We're gonna go into some motivation. Motivation. I need a motivation. All right, so this one says you don't have to do it all today. Just take one step in the right direction. You can pick up the pace when you're physically, emotionally, and mentally ready. I was like, yeah. Sometimes you probably try to do everything in that one day. It doesn't work like that. You definitely always talk about you. It's definitely gotta take these small steps, keep talking the small steps, Always make sure you're staying in the right direction. And when you're staying in the right direction, hopefully eventually something picks up and it happens for you that could be a life changing opportunity and things like that. But you definitely gotta stay in emotional and a mental state when things are happening. Also physical too. I gotta stay physical. So that's what I picked up when I heard that quote, and I was like, okay, yeah, definitely. Things definitely don't happen in one day. So I would say step by step. But yeah, so that's what I got for everybody today. Thanks for joining me. Episode 83, 84. Round of applause. I didn't even start off. I did the Halloween thing. Tune in, like, subscribe if you haven't. Definitely tune in. Tune in. New music still on the way. Please watch it. Look out for that. Definitely got something coming there. Um, and you've been rocking with Duvop. So in the meantime, between times, peace.
I love it. You guys are so great.